Ilang beses ko bang sasabihin sa'yo na gawin mo na 'to? Bakit ba ang hirap-hirap mong sumunod? Pagod na ako. Mommy, nagger ka ba? Guilty or very guilty? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The P-Mom. And I am Mommy Ayo. Ito pong salitang nagging ay mukhang evident and prevalent in our households, no? Lalo na, ang culprit dito madalas ay ang nanay. Let's get it straight. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng nagging? Nagging is when you consistently harass someone to do something. Kaya nga, maririnig mo palagi yung mga nanay na, ito na, ligpitin mo na to, hugasan mo na yung plato, no? Ito, ganyan. And maraming mga experiences tayo na parang pasa-pasa na lang yata to eh. Minana mo sa nanay mo, minana sa nanay niya, and naging normal na, no? Na-normalize na natin, but it doesn't mean that it's right. Okay? Sabi nga dito, it becomes our default action or quick fix. Bakit? Normally, di ba, napaka-busy natin talaga mga nanay and we don't have the time to just do everything and we just wish for the perfect setting, no, na lahat susunod sa atin. But it rarely happens na talagang no perfect households. So sa ating kabisihan, nagiging frustrated tayo and nagiging anxious tayo kapag hindi tayo sinusunod kaagad. Okay? Especially when you think about the to-do list, anong oras na, manunundo ka pa, magluluto ka pa. There's so many things that can happen. The other thing is, meron din tayong feeling of powerlessness. Kasi, halimbawa, no, hindi ka sinusunod. Or sinunod ka man, inabot na ng hapon. So ngayon, yung feeling natin na since di naman ako sinusunod, gamitan ko kaya ng a little authority, gamitan ko kaya ng ganito. So, yun na, nagiging nagger na tayo. And the sad thing about this is sometimes yung pagiging nagger natin stems from our over-the-top expectations sa ating mga anak. We want them to do something na hindi pa pala kaya ng kanilang mga abilities. So let's talk about that before we go to how to stop nagging at your kids, to understanding why you should stop nagging this instant. Number one po kasi is that you are giving them this inferiority. When you are nagging, it's like you're assuming the jobs for them. Na kapag wala ka, it never gets done. Kaya nga, halimbawa, when you have to go out for a work trip or nagbakasyon ka, no? Magtataka ka na lang pagbalik mo after 1 week, yung pa rin yung labahan na naiwan mo. Kasi nga, nagkaroon na ng dependency sa'yo. And therefore, pagka ganun nangyayari na ikaw yung wala na rin sa kanila, hindi na rin sila sumusunod. Yung part naman ng inferiority is that you come across as an authority and it becomes a demand, not a request anymore. So what happens is nagiging one-sided power. All right? The children will feel helpless as well and they would always look at you like the super mom that you are, na kaya mo na yan, na kaya na ni nanay yan, so I can just forget about it. Right? The other one is you're teaching your children to become incompetent. Kasi hindi mo sila, dahil gusto mong magawa ka agad, ikaw na, sige ka nagsasalita, sige ka nangungulit. So we are not teaching them to be self-reliant, to really stand on their own. Kailangan pa, kumbaga parang may signal, merong dapat na trigger para sumunod sila. Hindi ba mas maganda na yung mga anak natin is that they follow certain routines and they need not really have you around all the time. Walang micromanagement. But of course, we're talking about if our kids are still small, then meron talaga tayong dapat ibigay na training sa kanila. Also, they will lose their confidence. Bakit? Kasi alam nila hindi nila kaya. Kaya nga ikaw na nga ang nagdidikta. O halimbawa, gusto mo magpaluto sa magluto, no? Instead of them, you allowing them to discover things on their own, dinidiktahan mo, ganito gawin mo, i-boil mo muna yan, bakit ganyan, dapat ito muna. So you see, you are helping, you are actually aiding them na hindi sila maging competent people. And I think this is one important thing, that you also damage their self-respect. Wala silang tiwala sa mga sarili nila. Okay? Yung self-image nila wala na doon. At ito yung pinakamasakit. Yung rebelliousness and resentment. Resentment kanino? Sa'yo. Lalo na kapag lumaki na sila. And they can reason out. Nababalikan ka nila. And pag hindi mo na din sila talaga nahawakan, ito yung sinasabi ng mga magulang na hindi na nga nakikinig sa akin. All the more that when they grow up, they won't listen to me. But hey, you have to stop. Kasi meron naman tayong solusyon sa, and we can turn this thing around, okay? So ngayon, based on personal experiences and what I've also learned from other moms and some readings, these are some of the things that I gathered that can help us turn this nagging habit and totally like discard it. Nakalimutan na natin, magkaroon na tayo ng bagong systems in place. Are you ready? Are you ready to hindi na nagger, all right? So number one na gagawin natin is this. And I think there's so much value in involving the children in planning, organizing the tasks at home, depending on their age and capacity. So I have 4 kids, and the eldest is 13, and the youngest is 6. I can only think that hindi pa ready yung ibang anak ko sa mga tasks na binibigay ko sa panganay ko. That's why, sa kanya ko binibigay yung mga responsibilities na medyo mabibigat na. It also goes to my 10-year-old daughter na ganun din kasi alam ko na siya yung ate ng 2 pang maliliit na kapatid niyang babae. And therefore, I give her more. And tinitingnan ko rin kasi kung ano yung kanilang mga inclinations eh. For example, mga bata, ngayon talaga, this is their native, ano yan eh, mga keyboard warriors are in terms of technology. They really know how to navigate things around. So, halimbawa, meron ako mga projects na mga book projects, book trailers. I assign that to my oldest mga anak ko kasi kaya na nila. And now, I cannot expect that na magagawa yan ng anak ko na 6 and then 8. Hindi nila kaya yan, di ba? So, pagdating sa household chores naman, if I ask them to help me out, it's more on like preparing kung ano yung kailangan kong gamitin when I do some recordings or when I have to prepare for a webinar. Parang madali na sa kanilang isipin kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. Because I tell them the expectations. In other words, mayroon ka talaga dapat siniset na time. I don't know, you can do it on a Sunday or Monday para tinatawag nating preparation day for your families. Do not start the week without really talking to each other. Like, are we going to achieve this week? Ano expectations natin sa isa't isa? What is our goal or our goals? That way, you will hold them accountable. And then it also helps, when I was growing and meron kasi akong 4 na kapatid. So 5 kaming lahat. Ang ginawa ng mga magulang ko is that they assigned us even pagdating sa prayer. Okay, for example, akong bahala sa prayer ng Monday. Ako na rin bahala maghuhugas noon and other chores na para sa akin. The rest will also pitch in sa kanilang trabaho. Tuesday, it will now be my brother. Wednesday, so 5 kami, kaya Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, kompleto. And then our parents also help with us para yun, nagtutulungan lang talaga. Lumaki akong gano'n and I find that na very effective sa aming magkakapatid. So that today, I also employ that kind of system sa aking mga anak. Binibigyan ko sila ng schedule. Especially that they are homeschooled, medyo may malaking malaki talaga ang bearing kasi nga nandito lang sila sa bahay. And kumbaga, nasanay kami sa isa't isa. Kaya kailangan mag-set ako ng boundaries, okay? Also, number 2 is let them decide how to accomplish things. Importante din to kasi corporate principle din to pag nagtrabaho ka. Ako, I love managers who are not micromanaging me. Lalo na kapag alam ko yung abilities ko and I know na yan yung gusto kong gawin. I need not be dictated kung papaano. Just teach me, just tell me the why and the what and I'll surprise you with the how of it. Ganon din ang mga anak natin, no? Kahit may certain ways tayo of doing things, bigyan mo sila ng chance to also explore on other methods that, who knows, after mo makita yun, sasabihin mo na lang, aba, mas masarap nga pala talaga ang iyong recipe for sinigang or adobo. Buti na lang, you allow them to discover things on their own. Alright? Tsaka gusto ng mga bata yan. Gusto nila na nai-empower mo sila. Hindi ba? Pag may ginagawa sila, lalapit sila sa iyo and they will ask you, is this good, mom? Do you like it? They're also seeking assurances that, napapasaya ka nila and they start to trust in their abilities as a person. Isa rin yung principle na natutunan ko as I also embrace the Charlotte Mason method of homeschooling. So yun, we treat them as persons na may sarili silang pag-iisip, volition. You have to respect that. Also, make time and space for them. May mga bagay na gusto mong mangyari, pero kung bitin mo rin ang schedule ng mga anak mo and also yung kanilang gusto ding gawin, pwede din kayo magkaroon ng compromise, no? Hindi pwedeng palagi ikaw lang din ang nasusunod and you're already hurting them and you're already breeding that kind of resentment because you're the authority, ikaw talaga masusunod. So give time and space for your children to accomplish things, no? Kailangan din yon. Lastly, ito, kung ikaw ay masyadong maluwag, no? Kung nagnanag ka, tapos hindi ka sinusunod, baliwala lang. Ngayon, you have to talk to each of your children. Look them in the eye, make sure there are no distractions, and then just be direct. Being direct with them, explaining things like what will happen if you will not do this, and what will happen if you will contribute to this. Pakita mo sa kanila yung consequences. You know what? When I did that, lalo na ngayon lumalaki sila, na-appreciate ko talaga na yung pala yung gusto nila, na just have to tell them the pros and cons, and then they will become more responsible. More responsible individuals. Mahirap, lalo na kapag nasanay ka na ilang taong nag sa bahay mo. Baka magulat pa sila sa'yo, no? Isa pang bagay bago tayo magtapos, baguhin mo yung tone mo. Sabi nga sa communication, elements of communication, 7% lang talaga yung sa boses natin. Pero mas malaking percentage that can affect our communication when it comes to our tone and pitch and pacing. So kung armalite ka na kaagad sa unang salita mo pa lang, baka this time, you may wanna whisper. Talk slow, with a smile. Magugulat ang mga anak mo, pero they will say, wow, something's new. No? And they will love it. Okay, I hope that I was able to help you process things and help you understand that nagging is just unacceptable. And it will not help you draw closer to your children. If you want to foster a better relationship with them, if you also want to be healthier, then do this. Stop nagging at your children this instant. I'll see you again in the next episode of The Bee Mom.